One of the main obstacles that's standing between Bitcoin reaching global adoption is the US tax code. Right now, if you spend Bitcoin, any amount, you get hit with capital gains tax. Think about if you go to dinner and you buy it with US dollars. You simply buy the meal, you pay your sales tax, and you tip the waiter. You walk out of the restaurant and all is good in the world. But if you were to buy that same exact meal in Bitcoin, you still would pay for the meal, the sales tax, and tip the waiter. But then you'd get hit with capital gains tax. That doesn't make it very attractive for people to use Bitcoin as a medium of exchange to buy goods and services in their everyday life. But now, there's politicians on both sides of the aisle that are coming together and they're trying to address this problem. We have a brand new bipartisan bill that's been put forward that would exempt small $50 Bitcoin and cryptocurrency transactions from capital gains taxes. According to Coin Center, they said that this could pave the way for Bitcoin to be used for retail payments, subscription services, and microtransactions. Now that sounds really promising, but there's more details to it. Here's a CNBC reporter explaining exactly what people are proposing with this brand new piece of legislation.
New this morning, a bipartisan pair of senators floating an idea that could make paying with cryptocurrency much more of an everyday thing. Elon Moy joins us with the latest on that. Good morning.
Well, good morning, Andrew. That bill is being introduced today, and it would allow consumers to buy things with Bitcoin without having to worry about paying a capital gains tax. Now, this proposal comes from Republican Senator Pat Toomey and Democrat Kyrsten Sinema. The goal is to encourage public adoption of cryptocurrency by making it easier to conduct everyday purchases. Right now, if you buy something with Bitcoin, even just a cup of coffee, you could technically owe the IRS capital gains tax on the crypto that you used. The Virtual Currency Tax Fairness Act would exempt transactions of less than $50 from that requirement. Now, in a statement, Senator Toomey said, quote, while digital currencies have the potential to become an ordinary part of Americans' everyday lives, our current tax code stands in the way. Now, Congress has been discussing a slew of crypto legislation over the past few months amid all this market volatility, but so far none of them have gone very far. A bill to regulate stablecoins that the House had hoped to formally debate this week has been punted until after summer recess. So we'll see how much momentum this new crypto tax bill picks up. But guys, it's clear that Congress is watching the industry closely.
Most of you who hear this, they're going to say, wow, that sounds awesome. $50 or less, and I don't have to pay capital gains tax. But I'm not so enthusiastic about this. And the reason is it doesn't pass the dinner test. What's the dinner test? If you have to go to dinner and buy it with Bitcoin, it's usually more than $50. And if dinner can't be purchased with Bitcoin without paying capital gains tax, then what's the point of having any sort of de minimis exemption bill? Ultimately, a de minimis exemption is important, but $50 is laughable. We need to get it up $500 or $1,000. There are so many things in an economy that cost more than $50, especially with inflation over 9%. And so ultimately, this is the right idea, but I question the execution. Should it not be more than $50? $500 or more, and then I'll start getting excited. Ultimately, the tax code stands in the way of more global adoption. It prevents people from spending their Bitcoin. And if we want Bitcoin to transition from simply a store of value to a medium of exchange, we're going to have to change that tax code. It's going to be an important step. Kudos to these politicians coming together across the aisle and trying to push this forward. But I think we got to raise that limit in order for it to make sense.